Confident, calm, and even presidential. That's what the Democrats and the media wanted us to believe about Kamala Harris, especially in the last week of the campaign. Remember, we were told that momentum had shifted in her favor. In fact, she was so sure of herself that her rally speeches were under 15 minutes long, and she wasn't even mentioning Trump by name toward the end. They hoped that all of this would demoralize Trump voters and that it was going to be a Kamala layup. But then...
Punch it! They told me they fixed it. I trusted them. It's not my fault!
Democrats finally learned what happens when reality strikes back.
Holy Toledo. It's just like, oh my goodness gracious. Trump's was the best GOP showing among 18 to 29-year-olds in 20 years. You have to go all the way back to 2004. How about among black voters? It was the best performance for a Republican candidate for president in 48 years. Among Hispanic voters, the exit polls only go back since 1972. But Donald Trump's performance on Tuesday was the best for a Republican presidential candidate in exit poll history. This election was about breaking through and going to that Democratic coalition and tearing it apart.
I like that, Harry Anton. And so begins the liberals' bitter blame game, the 2024 edition. Es su culpa, hombres latinos?
Also Latino men who, despite the utter disrespect shown by Trump and his promise to deport some of your mixed status families, most of them voted in a 55% majority to make the deportations happen. So you own everything that happens to your mixed status families and to your wives, sisters, and abuelas from here on in.
Dios míos. Is that really the way to speak to the fastest growing demographic in the United States? Imagine if I had said something like that. And what about white women? They were supposed to come to Kamala's rescue.
Black people voted for somebody they know is a racist. White women voted for somebody they know took away their reproductive rights. So all of those things are hard for people like me to understand.
And rather than admitting that they went too radical on the trans agenda, Democrats blame Republicans for highlighting it.
We shouldn't apologize for the fact that we do support transgender rights and the people who are a part of that community. What Republicans were able to do is exploit that.
Yeah, it's called discussing an issue. Of course, their favorite punching bag had to get the lion's share of the blame.
There should be accountability, and Joe Biden should not have run for a second term. There should have been a competitive primary in January. He should have dropped out in January and not July.
Now, the Biden pile-on is something to behold. The woman who forced him out, Nancy Pelosi, she told the New York Times because the president endorsed Kamala Harris immediately, that really made it almost impossible to have an open primary at that time. That's really funny. They wanted it that way. She's still lying. And Democrats still think it's a comms problem.
The Democrats are the ones, they are the party that cares for the blue-collar voter. The Republican Party doesn't give a rat's patootie about it. All I can deduce is that it's the messaging. It didn't get through to people. They're not paying attention. That's all.
You're not paying attention, people. And of course, Democrats always find free speech very inconvenient.
Yes, you're suffering. These things led to that. And I think that the Democratic Party has to really deal with listening to some of the people in the party that is trying to reconnect them to their roots, what they stood for.
I think that's fair, but I think we have to factor in massive disinformation.
Oh, it's disinformation. You knew that was coming. But there's no one who the Democrats will blame more, of course, for their failure than you, the voter.
What is wrong with America? What is wrong with this country that they would choose a message of divisiveness, of xenophobia, of racism, of misogyny, over a message of inclusiveness, a message for the people, by the people, of the people. That is what the problem is.
They're still out of touch elites. They've learned nothing. They still despise you. They still look down on you. And they will never, and I mean never, admit their policies were to blame. Because that would require a move to the middle. And I don't see that happening even after Tuesday's near wipeout.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.